Mr. Yan, you went from general manager of American Express to realizing the importance of tourism, as a way of opening up Taiwan to the world. Now, that got you thinking and being involved in a lot of things. Sure. And the impression you've given to the Taiwanese people is that you have huge global visions for Taiwan and its tourism and whatnot. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, actually, to make it short, throughout my life, from very day when I was a messenger until I become the chairman of the Taiwan Visitor Association, I become, chairman for many other organizations in the world, for only one purpose. I feel that tourism, for many people just thinking about it's just one of the business. But to me, I think tourism is the best vehicle to making friends for the countries, for whatever you're coming from. Okay, so I carry that with a lot of passions. So I want to make friends for Taiwan. I joined leading hotel of the world. I was once the chairman for the leading hotel of the world, Asia Pacific.
Right.
I joined Young Presidents Organization. Okay, I run the World Conference in Taiwan as a chairman. I run the Trans-Pacific Conference in Taiwan. I joined PALA, Pacific Asia Travel Association, for only one purpose, to making friends for Taiwan. But by doing that, you're attending all these international organizations, you make yourself become more globalized, okay? And you realize what other people is doing for their own countries.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
So when I learn all this, when you come back, you realize at first you think you are trying to making friends with others. Actually, they give you a tremendous opportunity to learn something yourself.
True. Yeah, that's
so
right.
A lot of my knowledge, or people so-called my global vision, is based on because my participation in different organizations, my physical attending for many important conventions, and of course with a lot of passions. So when you come back, you're trying to open your big mouths and trying to influence the decision makers, trying to tell the young peoples, you're trying to warn the societies what they're doing wrong or what they should focus themselves. Yeah.
And how much of an influence do you think you've done on the government, on the people in Taiwan, with all this? You've been doing a lot for Taiwan, traveling abroad, going to conferences, and bringing back so much information and knowledge and a lot of valuable advice for the Taiwanese people and the government, I'm sure. How do you think we've been doing so far?
Well, never enough.
Never enough.
I have written about 6 books.
Yes.
Okay? There are books talking about the future of Taiwan. There are books communicate with young students. There are books talking to people about you have to be an angel to yourself and to others. Okay. Most recent book I talk about education.
Yes.
Okay. I discovered Taiwan is very backward. Okay. We have such a huge education resources.
Yes.
We have 165 universities. Out of 22 million people. Practically every kid can go to university and they still have some leftovers, have extra space. So obviously we grow ourselves to a situation. We make young people believe went to university is a solution. But it is not a solution unless you truly learn something that you're able to do well.
Right.
So yeah, I wrote a new book, and the book seems selling very well.
Okay.
But the more important is we have to change the policymakers. Okay. I was invited by the previous government to the presidential office to give speech. I did about 3 speeches.
Yeah.
And the current government, yes, I did. I also invited to the presidential office to give speech. I went to the public. I'm one of the popular speakers in Taiwan.
Yes.
But it's never enough. You can never, depending one person, change the whole situation.
Yeah. I understand that you're doing a lot over on the East Coast, especially helping the children of indigenous tribes. Can you talk a bit about that, how you got started with that part? And I know you're putting a lot of your time in it, apparently just in July, you were busy over in that area, the East Coast, with a lot of like English camps and children's camp and everything.
Ours, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you're turning young yourself.
Well, I did about 7 camps in one summer. You know,
Wow.
I have over 100 some volunteer from America, from China, from all over the place, from the world, yeah, and from West Coast as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's rather exciting. I believe for 2 very important reasons. One is the East Coast is a very unique place. That is a place without industry. The only industry they have is tourism.
Yeah, that's right.
And they have the most spectacular sceneries from Taroko Gorge all along the coast. They have a beautiful mountains and beautiful oceans.
I was born in Hualien.
Oh, is that right?
myself.
So you know yourself, yeah.
Yes.
They have 7 indigenous tribes there.
Okay.
And each one have very rich cultures. So I think my frustration is most of the young people over there, they are measured their talent exactly equally with the kids in the East Coast, West Coast.
Okay.
But the reality is most of the kids over there, indigenous young people especially, they are very talented in music, art. They in Taiwan, most of the outstanding singers, 7 out of 10 is coming from the East Coast.
Yes, that's right.
You know, and
We're so
in Taitung
blessed.
itself,
Yeah.
within 10 kilometers, there are 10 persons have received the Grammy Award in the Taiwan version, you know, Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, these people in their own hometown, they have no platform to perform. They have no education system to support them. They all have to use their own talent with their own self-learning kind of situations. So I think this is not fair. We have not really given enough opportunity to develop their talent. So I went there to build camps. I went there I'm trying to do a school actually, to develop their talent.
Is this what the Alliance is all about?
Yes, the Alliance is aligning a lot of artists, musicians, all the different talent from the West Coast, from the world. I bring them over to the East Coast.
In
give them
exchange, right?
Exchange,
Yeah.
yes. And it's been doing very well so far. And I believe this will be the future. Also, another reason is because on the West Coast of Taiwan, it's like any part of the world, when you're too developed, people are in a very nervous conditions. I mean, they are working under pressures. They are in a noisy street cities. You know, they have no room to get out to get a fresh air. East Coast is totally different. I think people one day you realize, I mean, how many cars do you want? How many house do you need? How many watch can you wear? Gradually, people will realize they are the material, chasing after material, the time is over. You know, with the global warmings, with all the life have changed. People is looking for simple life now. People is looking for voluntary simplicity is the word we used to say.
Oh, okay.
I think the East Coast is exactly the place can provide you this. We have a lot of bed and breakfast place. We have artists who run a small bed and breakfast place. You can go there not like a tourist. You can go there stay for a couple of weeks and live, sharing their life with you. To learn how they live their life, how they can easily enjoy with the natures, and which I think the indigenous people at the East Coast is really our asset, can provide that environment. And of course, another selfish reason is I do not like the East Coast to be ruined. Okay, because if we have just developer go there and big buildings and make it like a Waikiki or like another beach resort, I think that would ruin the place. I think that we have much in depth can offer over there. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, that would be a waste. You know, if it's just a tourist place.
Sure.
Right. So, I'm sure those Aboriginal children, their parents are very grateful to you. I think in the book you also mentioned the important role that parents should play in the children's future. Do you want to talk about that? Because I'm a parent myself.
Okay.
So what do you have to say to parents, because they do play a big role, as much as the government has to play an important role as well.
Sure. I think education, especially in Asia, we're very behind. Mm-hmm. We still believe examination is the only way to judge young people's talent. We do not understand every young people have different talent and potential.
That is so true.
And you have to, as a parent or as a school teacher, their first job is not to examine the young people. Is trying to find the talent. Each individual is different.
Yeah, everybody's different.
I think Yates, from a long time, Yates have made a comment. He said, education is not pouring water into bucket, it is lighting a fire.
Okay.
But unfortunately, after so many years, we are still pouring water into buckets. In Taiwan, we call 填鸭式教学.
Yes.
We force-feeding knowledge to their knowledge.
Force-feeding.
To their brand. But unfortunately, when you force-feeding them, force them to memorize some of the things, they can easily today pick up an iPad, an iPhone, they can get all the answers, they can Google and getting all the answers they want. And we force the kids to use their brand, mistakenly, just force them to feeding a lot of knowledge. And so as a teacher, I think today what we really need is your job is not to teach your young people. You are working with them to help them to discover problems, finding solutions. And even more important is, as a teacher, they always have to have the confidence to make the young people better than themselves, better than teacher themselves, rather than trying to only teach them and give them no alternative to think other possibilities.
Wow. What is your future plan? I'm sure you've got a lot of ideas right here. Plans, dreams about what you can do for the children. Maybe not only the children of Taiwan, but the whole community of Taiwan. What is your dream? I mean, you're always so mission oriented.
As your time go older, your time is limited. What you can do is also limited. So I, in one way, on a nationwide basis or worldwide basis, I'm trying to write my book. In the Chinese community, the book is selling not only in Taiwan, also in China, in Hong Kong, other places. So I'm trying to tell young Asian parents they should have different approach to their kids' futures. And the other thing is I'm concentrating myself at the East Coast. I believe instead of trying to do a little bit of everything everywhere, I should focus myself and trying to
in one area.
Trying to really try hard, learn hard, and finally you can demonstrate something that can work. You need some adjustments. You need to make some effort, but at the end, I hope that can be something for other destination can follow, for the government can consider.
But it seems that you're starting to focus mostly on the art or the music area
art,
first.
Culture, their talent.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, for example, I'm seriously thinking about building a vocational school with bilingual vocational school.
Good.
Because when you have a bilingual vocational school, you let the young people really connect the world. Which in
that
Taiwan,
is so true.
You never have a vocational school have bilingual.
All right. So I understand that you're also bringing in some of the famous Taiwan's percussion groups to help connect with these kids, and then to be able to go abroad.
Yes.
Spread their influence, show their talent.
Yeah.
And are you going to be taking up a musical instrument yourself, or do you already know?
No, I used to play violin. I was a conductor myself.
Okay.
But it didn't take me a long time to realize I'm just an amateur.
What role do you play when you go to these camps? You gave a speech, you do classes?
No.
You play with them?
I have all the best people. I find the best people do that.
Oh.
All my job is to say thank
too.
you to everybody.
Oh, I see.